Namaskar. Namaskar. A very warm good evening to one and all who are connected with Facebook page Vishwa Nritya Gana Bhushana. Vishwa Nritya Bhushana is a festival that is happening since August 10th. On a Facebook page, Vishwa Nritya Bhushana, since August 10th, as I told you, every day we have an acclaimed artist, performer, choreographer, or a team coming over here and sharing their thoughts and their life journey through this medium to all of you. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 10ನೇ ತಾರೀಕಿನಿಂದ ವಿಶ್ವ ನೃತ್ಯ ಗಾನಭೂಷಣ ನಮ್ಮ ವಿಶ್ವ ನೃತ್ಯ ಭೂಷಣ ಮುಖಪುಟದ ಪುಸ್ತಿಕೆಯ ಅವತರಣಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತರ್ಜಾಲದ ಮೂಲಕ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಒಬ್ಬ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಕಲಾವಿದ, ಸಂಘ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಲಾ ಪೋಷಕರು ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನದಾಳದ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ದಿನ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಲಯಾಳಂದ ಖ್ಯಾತಿಯ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀ ಗೋಪಾಲ್ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have acclaimed Bharatanatyam artist, actor Lakshmi Gopal Swami, who will be joining us in a short while from now. To start about Lakshmi, she was born in Karnataka to Sri Gopal Swami and Srimati Uma Gopal Swami. And she did her debut in the year 2000 with the Malayalam film Aranyangalude Veedu, which also got her the Best Actress Kerala State Film Award as the Best Supporting Actress in 2000 with Mammootty. And then in 2007, again she received the Kerala State Film Award for the second Best Actress for her performance in Taniye, directed by debutant director Babu Tiruvalla, and Paradesi, directed by P.T. Kunju Mohammed. She also received the Atlas Film Critics Award for the Best Woman Actor. In 2010, she secured a role in Aptarakshaka, directed by P. Vasu, opposite South Indian star Vishnuvardhan Ji. Her performance as a dancer possessed by evil spirit was praised by critics and, of course, the public. The film went on to become a mega hit and ran for 35 continuous weeks in the theatres. She also acted with Vishnuvardhan sir with films like Vishwasena, Vishnu Sena, Namma Yajamana, and so on. Her success in Malayalam cinema also got her offers from her native Kannada film industry, which is our motherland. As she puts in, dance is always her life. Dance is what she loves. And today we have the dancer, actor, I would say that is the caption that we have given, Abhinaya and the Abhinetri. Let's welcome Lakshmi Gopal Swami to the show. Namaskara, Lakshmi. It's indeed pleasure to have you in the show because it is indeed a wonderful thing. I'm so happy and glad that we are doing this. And I'm sure even the viewers are also very looking at you.
Thank you. Pleasure, Badrijito. I was very hesitant. These live things are too much tension for me to get techno savvy and to come online, and it's excitement and still getting the hang of it.
But still, nevertheless, we made it together on screen. See my debut with you on screen.
Yes.
Lakshmi, to start with, I have to start. This is, I'm sure you would have made this a zillion times in many interviews before. But now I would like to ask, how did Lakshmi start dancing? Or when did Lakshmi got enthralled that she should also learn dance? Yavaga shuru madidri, hege shuru madidri?
See, I think rhythm has been in my body. I took a natural interest and it was there in me. So, and my mother is a musician. So listening to a lot of music, I always had rhythm and I always liked moving, I think. And even when I was a little kid, under 6-year-old also, I had won so many little prizes in our Rotary Club. My mother would teach me some small dance with dressed up. And I never had that kind of stage fear. And I would I'd be inspired by M.S. Subbulakshmi, is the great musicians, music. So I would compose, looking at mudras and all, I would compose little things myself, just like a, innocently, not learning dance. But, this glam, when you're a little girl, you want to dress up. I was a typical girl, loved the mirror. Even now I love the mirror, love dressing up. And so I wanted to dress up and I wanted to dance. So I was the one who told my mother, put me into dance class. So that's how it started when I was 8. My mother had, not many know this, my mother had a mridangist who would come home to help her practice this great mridangist called Sri M.S. Ramaya. And when she told her, my daughter's always dancing, she loves to dance, what to do? Then he said, please put her to the great Kittappa Pillai sir. And he stays in Guru Padmini Rao's house. Why don't you go and meet him? So when I went there, of course, Kittappa Pillai sir was already quite old, and I started with Padmini Rao. And after that, I studied there for about 3-4 years, and then I went to Padmini Ramchandran. And of course, as we talk, I will talk about the journey. Yes. Badri, yes.
How many years did you learn formal? How many years did you have formal training?
Okay. So then after that, I did my Arangetram under Padmini Ramachandran, Guru Padmini Ramchandran. And post that, I went to Guru Srimati Narmada, with whom I learned for a very long time. And simultaneously, after a few years with her, I also started with Guru M.R. Krishnamurti sir, to learn. I started off with theory and all that, but I learned a lot more, a lot of Kalakshetra items and the concept of adubus, aesthetics, etc. So if you ask me, formal training, maybe about 20 years, maybe more. Yeah. More than that, maybe 25 years.
That is amazing to know your journey. But then, when exactly did you think that you should be dancing in the acting? Of course, that you were all dancing. When exactly you thought your foray into films? When did it happen?
Oh, you're asking about films? I used to get a lot of, I used to model. I think, Badri, or my generation, I used to model a lot. And especially all the sari ads and jewelry ads, all the typical South Indian faces and television commercials, Lipton Taza tea, Brew, and Tata Kapi, and so many, I can't even remember, Priya Pickles. So I would get a lot of film offers, but and how all our families are, it's a new thing. We were very scared. We didn't know. So we kept away, but I always knew I would enjoy acting in front of the camera because I've never been camera shy. I've loved posing in front of the camera. I've loved emoting in front of the camera. I've loved acting. So I thought, okay, I should do it, but I never had the guts. So after many offers that I rejected, only because I didn't have the guts, and also I didn't see some of the things aesthetically wouldn't match me as a dancer, Some of the song sequences that were in vogue then, I couldn't imagine me doing. Then I got an offer in Malayalam. I thought, okay, quietly, I'll try this movie and come back. Let's see. So that's how my journey began.
Most dancers, it is like an extension. That is what we say. Abhinayadinda Abhinetri. Nimmu Kannada baruttalva Lakshmi avare?
Kannadavale nanu heli.
I'm just pulling your leg. Lakshmi and my association with Lakshmi dates back to some 35 years easily, when I probably met her in a couple of shows. And one of the shows in Hampi, I remember the way I have seen Lakshmi, she hasn't changed a bit. We both talk, interact, and she's the same to me, I am the same to her. Of course, I would definitely do the same, but she's the star Lakshmi. But I share with all of you that the first time I met Lakshmi was at Hampi Utsava backstage. Scene is I'm supposed to go with Veerabhadra Kunita on my dress Veerabhadra artist, and she all just finished the performance, which is coming down. And we both traveled in the same train and all, but then Then backstage, I said, "Come on, Lakshmi, let's pose for a pic." Very cute, very, I should say, humbly, she went. She took out a box and took out a picture. After it said, "1 sec, let me finish my look," and then she posed next to me. I still have the pic and I've shared it with Lakshmi. This.
Yes.
So, to that day to today, she's been the same. So my point is, how come? I'm sure most. I have worked with several heroines, interacted with several women on screen or otherwise. Things change for them. How do you manage to stay the same internally and externally?
Oh, that's a huge compliment, Badri. Thank you so much. And you know, actually, I've always loved people. And for me, all these activities, acting, dancing, and all, was also an opportunity to connect with a lot of people. So I never looked at it as it's my route to fame. In fact, I was very scared to be famous, you believe me or not. That's what kept me away from doing cinema. I was just too scared that I thought I had this stupid notion that if you get famous, then you cannot have a good personal life or a private life, and my privacy was quite important to me. But I later realized that you can't be a good actor and not be famous. It doesn't go. That means you're a bad actor, one of the two, or you know. So I yeah, so that's how it went. That so my purpose, my goal has never been to be famous. Really, it's more that I enjoyed all those activities, and you know how much there is to learn. And I've met such great artists, Bhushan. You know, if in dance and in cinema, they are also humble. You have no chance. You better be humble. And if you don't connect with people, I feel I am the loser, no? Because there are so many interesting viewpoints, so many stories, so many human stories that you can get if you're accessible. So why put on this? I mean, anybody. It's not just because they're in cinema or whatever. You know, I feel nothing like being natural and simple. It's easy for us. And yeah.
That is such a profound thought, I would say. But then still, and of course, externally also, I would probably give the credit to dancing. Dancers never age if you actually take it out. You're internally happy and smile and see the spark in your eyes. I'm sure all your fans will always agree that the sparkle in your eyes is the same.
Thank you.
Probably 30 years ago, you were, with all this bubble and everything excites you, everything you cherish, everything you love, everything you like. You live the moment. And that is one
I
thing
think
that
that is
I've always
literally it is a
felt.
dancer. See, because if you're a dancer, I think what excites you is completely different from what the world is excited by. Sometimes I think it's also like if you're an artist, like a scientist, you are excited by beauty, you're excited by aesthetics, you're excited by rhythm, you're excited by nature. So I think this art gives you that beautiful eye through which you look at the world. And so then where is that kind of boredom? There is too much excitement outside. And I am also a very curious person. So I always like asking a lot of questions. I like finding out stuff. So I think that keeps you alive, no? And if you're asking about how we dancers don't age, yes, we don't age at all. Because at heart, our heart is dancing, our heart is singing. So, yeah.
That has been there because, and with the same energy, yeah, of course, let us, the Adrushti Akbar Vyaradu ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So, how do you manage to, what do you do otherwise if you're not shooting?
I don't shoot that much, first of all. I've not done that. I've done quite a few films over the years.
20 years. You entered the industry in 2000, if I'm not wrong. And now we are in 2020. You look like as a debutante. Today you can be cast. You look so fresh and nice. I'm sure all our viewers would agree to this. Of course, the Kannada industry, Ashtu, probably didn't use tap your potential to the fullest. That is ನಮ್ಮ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರ ಒಂದು ಏನಂತೀನಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ probably we should have more scripts coming in your way ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ.
But I would love that, Bhushan. I would love that. Okay, by the way, you forgot one important detail that I'm very proud of. 2014, I got Best Actress Award from Karnataka State Government for the movie Vidhaya, which is very special for me. It was a very tough film for me to do as a role directed by P. Sheshadri sir. So it's very special. It's a very close film to my heart because it dealt with euthanasia, very complicated subject. So it was all on this character that I portrayed. So I enjoyed that challenge actually.
You were not a Malayali. How easy or how difficult was it to you to learn the language? Because emoting abhinaya namಗೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Anything, any one line and we can emote and all. But then the language, because the nasal accent, it's so different from its diction. How do you pick the language?
Okay, you say Badri, you say Aryanangaladu Veedu. That my first movie.
I was actually struggling to do that. It sounded like.
My first movie, I took 10 days to get the name right. I played a North Indian girl in that film opposite Mammootty sir, and so it was okay. I dubbed myself because it was sounding very authentic if I spoke Malayalam, but I found it very difficult, very strange language, very fast language. Even now I struggle, but now impo enka atra buddhimuttavile nannayittu samsarikkum. So now I can manage, and I have.
ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിലെ കുറച്ച് സംസാരിക്കുക അಷ್ಟേ. That's the end.
The language structure is very much like Kannada.
ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಂಸಾರಿಕ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ.
Yes.
So how do you dub for all your movies?
Not all. I've dubbed in Malayalam only some 2-3 movies out of all. I must have done 40 plus movies in Malayalam altogether. I must have done 45, 46. I don't know. I've never counted, but definitely more than 45. But I've not dubbed that. But I've dubbed all my Kannada movies. I've dubbed the Tamil. I think 2 movies I have dubbed in Tamil, and Telugu I've not dubbed. Yes.
How is it that ishtu languages ella madidaglu I always see you dancing as well as shooting? See, unlike the schedules, North India dalli Hindi movies alla you have schedules where you probably shoot in schedules and like you're tied with the movie to all the year. Here we finish the movie in 2 months, 3 months, and that 40-day stint and all that stuff. But even during that time, you've been dancing in major festivals across India. How do you manage time? How do you manage the energy levels? How on earth can you, if you're shooting somewhere in the remote corner of Kerala and the next day you're in Dubai dancing somewhere, and the other next 15 days you're in US, probably on some other show. How do you do this?
No, it's not that. I wish I was globetrotting to that extent. Of course, I've traveled a lot. I do travel a lot. But you know what? I figured out I cannot do everything every day. And I figured out that my only way to do quality work, to sustain quality in both, is to focus intensely at that point of time. So when I have film, I cannot take up a major kacheri during film shooting and say next day one kacheri. I need at least 2-3 days to get into that space. I never accept a big kacheri. Of course, I've done shows which are not that emotionally demanding. So I do that. And similarly, when I'm doing a film, I don't, or when I'm doing, when I'm doing a dance kacheri, some very important sabha and something that is, that has a very, very learned audience and, important for me, I will not take up a movie at that time. For about 2 weeks, I shut off. I don't even socialize. So for me, that's the only way I can do it. I can't do, some people are amazing, they'll get up in the morning, exercise, shooting, come back, dance practice. I can't do all that. If I'm doing film, I have to be in that character, think about it, ruminate. Same thing, same process in dance, ruminate. If I'm doing an item, it's not like a first action, second action, third action, I set the action, I did. No. I'm ruminating on the mood, I'm ruminating on the feel. What is the feel I want to bring? That's how I can work. That's how I work.
Don't you think it's too consuming? Let us say you're in a character, probably you're playing a mentally challenged girl or something. I don't know whether you play it, but I'm sure you would have covered all genres. But then everything you're living that character, don't you think it consumes you even otherwise personally at times? Like
See,
you're,
after my no,
you're living that character for about 40 days, 2 months,
I'm
and all
not
that stuff, and you're moving like that.
I'm not in a mentally challenged girl, but many roles are very intense, and I do get what shall I say, exhausted by the end of the day. Especially there are a lot of dialogue, so or if you have to keep a certain sthai bhava that we say in dance, certain. For example, I can talk about few films. One was I did a film called Taniye. These are films which are intense. Even in Saira Narasimha Reddy, that big blockbuster, this last scene exhausted me because we did that one shot where I mean, many people might have seen that movie. 2 days, over 2 days, we shot that, the same intensity, the same bursting out, take after take. It was very exhausting. So, movies, and say Vidaya, where I had to keep that underlying tiredness throughout. With the fatigue, there is happiness, there is sorrow, there is anger, but the underlying fatigue. And you're saying, my eyes are bright and I'm like this. So I had to bring it down to, like always, like this. And if I talk everything in, so it was tiring. But I don't, it does take a lot of energy from you. But even dance, maybe this approach exhausts me. I get exhausted, but I can only dance with full intensity this way. For me, this works.
I get consumed when I play Krishna.
Is it because you're too many girls to chase, and with that kind of love, it is exhausting?
As it consumes, I would love to, I never want to come out of the character. Anyways, on a lighter note. Now, one of your fan asks, what is the greatest sacrifice you have done for the sake of art? And conversely, what is the greatest satisfaction art has given you? Oh, wait, what a question.
Thank you. I wouldn't say sacrifice, but yes, you sacrifice on your social life actually. Because you're so busy in that excitement, you're running. My life till COVID times, for this last so many years, because I was also managing dance and acting, like all busy artists, you know how it is, right? You have a show here, you have a show there, you come home, take 1 day's rest, or sometimes not even that, pack, leave, perform, come back, pack, leave, shooting, sit there, come back. So there's so much travel and excitement. You can't hang around too much with your friends or build up. You might lose a lot of events in your city just to hang around with so many personal functions you might miss on. And you don't realize that because you're so enjoying what you do. But I realized years just fly like that. I mean, I can't believe 20 years have gone by like this. In both dancing and acting, time flies for everybody. We're all busy. So it's good. I'm actually happy with this COVID time. It's giving me a normal life, everyday kind of routine, slow down, enjoy. Not that I've always been that kind anyway, a little laid back. But any opportunity that came my way, I wouldn't let go. But I'm not one of those go-getters and go and apply somewhere, get that thing. I'm not like that. But for my life, it's a blessing. It worked out this way that I kept getting offers, I kept accepting them. I was busy. That's all. And what did you enjoy? What has art given you? Art has given me, it sounds cliched, but it's given me beauty and joy. Really. Because, when I went, let me explain to this friend who has given us this wonderful question that, when I went on the first day, when I went to the set on the first day, that's when I understood what dance has done to me. Because, you have a certain discipline, a certain way you carry yourself, a certain grace, the way you approach a character, the way you approach people. I think dance education gave me all that. So I think dance has given me a lot of grace. I'm not talking about being a graceful dancer. Yeah, of course. But as a human being, And when you've seen such great, beautiful artists and you've seen beauty, then all these mundane things are not your kick. Aesthetic things are my kick, but not, money, power, all that. I don't really care for, because dance has given me so much more. I've seen so much more beauty and I'm kicked by other things. I know that's what I feel. Yeah. That's why I feel everybody should learn some classical art. Whatever you take, either you take classical music or classical dance, you want to play instrument, you want to learn Western classical, you want to learn whatever, drama, but a formal training gives you a very nice foundation. Because even cinema is not easy to handle. There are ups and downs. There are, one day you're right up there, one day people may not bother, you're not in the limelight. But dance will give you that rooting, and that little bit of spirituality, because you've got all these concepts you've learned. So you keep stable. Otherwise, if I would just become a cinema star, I would have gone mad by now. I would have been very insecure. I would have thought, oh, no movie on hand. Now, coolly, I'll say no movie on hand. I have not signed up anything. Nothing great has come my way. I'm not bothered at all. I don't have to say, I'm listening to a lot of scripts, but I don't bother.
So sweet. That is Lakshmi Gopal Swami talking to you, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, bring that on. Get all your people. This is Lakshmi Gopal Swami live with me in conversation and conversing about Abhinaya and Abhinayatri. Lakshmi, that is one more thing. What I was curious was, what was the first dialogue that you delivered on the set? The very first dialogue. Do you remember?
This is a dancer. I think you will connect to Bhushan. I can never forget. My first dialogue was very simple. क्या आप खुश हैं? आप खुश हैं क्या? आप खुश हैं क्या? And very simple, but I tell you, as a dancer, because I'm not, we are alone dancing all the pranayam, ashtapadis, hugging, kissing, and all. We're doing imagination. You can do everything. An actual hero standing there, and I'm looking at his eyes and saying it. I would go near and my heart would go thug, 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 thug. I had to train myself to actually be in front of a live human being and somebody like Mammootty sir. So it took me a day or two to get used to this, having somebody in front of you and actually giving lap dialogues. And this film didn't have many. Actually, this film I played a mother, by the way, of 2 little children. He was my husband in that. I didn't bother because I thought, I'm trying a movie. This is the best thing to try. But, to this difference between actual human being there and imagining in dance is huge. So I can never forget that dialogue. I would start going, dhag, 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 dhag. I would go near him and say, dhag, 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 and so I remember that.
And that too with what, if we see, when we are on...
Bhushan, is the lighting okay? Shall I make it more or it's okay?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can make it. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is Lakshmi now talking to you, sharing her experiences, sharing her journey. And for all of you enjoying, let the questions come, and she's here to interact. She'll be spending the next 1.5 hours with all of us. And this is, Rashmi Prasad says she's a simple person with a lot of mobility and humbleness. Definitely, Rashmi, that is for sure. Because otherwise, if she was snobbish anyway, I would not have bothered to talk to her, but she's been the same donkey's years as like zillion years as I know her. So that is one thing, and it took me seconds to call her and say, Lakshmi, can you do this show? I didn't have to nudge, or I didn't have the wall anywhere where I had to pester her or talk to her. So that was that easy. So that shows how good she is, and I'm sure all the guests who've come so far are also very, very good. Okay, bringing back to Lakshmi. Yes. Now, when on stage, we always romance alone. Most of the times, we are romancing alone. When you're doing Ashtapadi or Javli or anything, you have to hug an imaginary character, which is existing, but you bring it on. But when actually you have to hug somebody, utter dialogues like "Main tumse pyar karti hu" or "Now me" and whatever, "I love you" and all that stuff. To do that, how difficult was it? Now it's like you. I'm sure you're an institution in delivering dialogue by now, because 20 years you've done that. But that initial years, when you were pitched opposite somebody, you had to say "I love you." How difficult was it?
after 2-3 days, slowly I got used to it. But I would be petrified with the moment film song shooting would happen. I would be petrified. In fact, my first movie, I didn't even tell that choreographer, Kala Master, she was a great choreographer. I was too scared to tell her I'm a dancer. So I just did, because it's a different, that's another subject altogether. We should talk about that too. Cinema, dance and cinema. But then after that, I would get into my character. So after the point, I understood what acting is, understood the spirit of acting. So it's so real at that time, because you have another person giving you back that energy. It's beautiful. So it was a wonderful process to act in front of somebody. It wasn't difficult, because I realized acting is so much, just like dancing with the orchestra, acting is so much of team energies and effort. So if you with some actors, they give you back so much energy, and most actors that I worked with, actually. So even if you don't know, when you're involved in your character, so many other reactions, beautiful reactions come out. You're very spontaneous. Your dialogue may be rehearsed. You're worried about where to take the light, camera, start, all that. But you can be so spontaneous because you're getting that reciprocation from the other side. And similarly, you have to give that reciprocation. So I've gotten used to it now. And a lot of my stupid conservative mindset has gone now. Because earlier, my first movie, I was full of conditions. I will not do this kind of scene. I will not touch you. I will not do this. I will not wear this. Now, I understand the art form that acting is. So I will not wear certain clothes only because I'm not comfortable, and it will not look good on me. And if you're not comfortable, you can't carry it off. But other than that, I understand the spirit of acting completely.
Now you've been acting, you've been dancing. The first dancing experience on screen. How was it? How bad? How good was it? The process of dancing, because film dancing is so different than what we normally do in Bharatanatyam or other stage. What we do, we can be so bindas, we do everything. But then, when you're dancing in movies, it is quite different. The genre of treatment that they do to a song, to what is subtle, to what is bold, what is loud, is different than what you actually see in people on stage. So how different or how easy was that?
Let me talk about my second film. All Malayalis would have seen this at least 3-4 times in their lifetime, definitely. Because even now, every week, that's really, thank God. And really, that's a blessing. Even now, some channel or the other will telecast this film. After 20 years of doing this movie, it was called Kochu Kochu Santoshangal. I played a dancer who's got into family life, who's suppressed her ambitions till once she has to dance on stage, and it all comes back, and the dilemma between managing whether she should go with family life, or whether how much she should pursue her dance. So this film, I had the opportunity to dance with the great, legendary actor, dancer Bhanupriya ji. But this was the first time Ilayaraja sir was doing fusion music for Malayalam. And because we were both trained dancers, very long bits, entire BGM bits were like one take each. So I really struggled, because when they said, please learn the lyrics and come, I thought, I'm a classical dancer. What's the big deal? I will just go and dance. I went there. Let me tell you, I was in for a rude shock, because it was very humbling. Because cinema dance is so much more intricate, because every small beat in the music they respond to, there's a movement. You can't waste a single violin bit, a single flute bit, one tadak you cannot miss. They have to put that one that you have to do. So when I started, they said, when we started choreography, literally she said, okay, Lakshmi will teach you. I said, okay. And they said, started off, tuck, 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 tuck. I was like, no tada, no this thing. What is this tuck, 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 tuck? I was not used to this way of learning dance. I was psyched out. I really traumatized. But the good thing is, this movie became a hit. The songs and the dance became a huge hit. And even today, because of that, I'm live in people's memories. And that made people understand that I'm actually a trained dancer. I'm not just, learn dance to do acting. I'm a dancer actually. So I'm grateful to that film, Koche Koche Santoshangal, with, you should watch that, Badri, you should, with Jairam in the lead. Yeah, so it is not easy to do film dance. It is not at all easy to do film dance, even if you're trained. But what happens when you're a trained dancer, your body aesthetics are very neat, and you will not do anything. I think I will not be able to move and do anything vulgar. It will not happen because my aesthetics are tuned. I know what I like to do, what I feel is aesthetic. So that confidence is there.
Now, when you were dancing in movies and you were dancing here, in dancing, you always get immediate feedback. Like when you're on stage, we get to know, the first item went well, or, you sometimes the orchestra is low, or probably you didn't hear, the monitors were bad. So anything, bad, plus or minus, you always get to know immediately. But then in movies, the feedback is always delayed. Probably sometimes you would have forgotten. If you're dubbing, at least you get to see the rushes. And if you're not dubbing, you don't even get to see the rushes. You probably see it on the premiere day. How did you take if the audience is coming and telling you, wow, you did a wonderful job and all this stuff, and you are deep inside, oh my God, what did I do? Do you have those kind of moments?
Of course. In cinema, you're saying when you see yourself, I am petrified to. Huh? Can you repeat that again? What?
Performances, we always evaluate ourselves, no?
Yeah.
Something we know. Not every day we have that day. Some day it is not our day. Some day it is our day, and we know that
Yes.
it is good. How much ever people come and tell you, like where you rate yourself. But in movies, the feedback is slow. It is not fast, unlike the stage.
Actually, movies is bit by bit, but I trust the director completely. I'm very scared to look at myself in the monitor. I'm one of those, I'm a doubt. Everybody calls me Doubt Rani. Because even if I've done well, I say, sir, is it okay? Is it okay? Are you sure? Shall I do one more? So now I've learned to relax. I'm like, sir, you're the captain of the ship. If you think it's okay, I feel it's not okay. I can do better, but it doesn't matter. I trust you. So I have learned to let go of this. I would always think I can do better, one more. So you do get immediate feedback, and sometimes, even though it's bit by bit, you can see the reaction with the unit people. Sometimes they'll clap after you've given a wonderful take. That is really beautiful experience to get claps, not expecting you deliver a dialogue and some heavy emotional scene and everybody in the unit claps for you. It's a beautiful feeling. But of course, when you see yourself on screen, I am very scared because I'm looking at myself very critically. Because once you're there, it's for all the public to see, right? And you can't correct, you can't do a thing about it. And for life, it is imprinted. So it is, in fact, I watch each of my movies, I have to watch 3 times. First time I watch, I'm only looking at myself. So I don't know the story. I don't know which scene comes after what. I don't know anything because I'm so scared. I'm only watching me. After I think like, okay, not so bad. Sometimes like, why did you do this? Then I'm saying, okay. Second time I get the story. Third time I can look at myself and appreciate certain places. I'll say, okay, not bad. Actually not bad. This could be better, but I think not bad. So I'm very nervous. I don't even go and watch the monitor actually.
We are getting a lot of fan questions. What is your satisfaction doing in Kannada or Malayalam movie? Of course, I am looking for a performer to act in any movie. One of your fans is asking Guru Prasad, what is your satisfaction performing in Kannada or performing in Malayalam? I am sure it is the same for any artist because you would have given your 100% to both.
Performing in Kannada or Malayalam?
What is more satisfactory?
You cannot compare, and I'm not trying to be diplomatic. I'm a Kannadiga, and who's adopted by Malayalam cinema. But let me tell you that it just depends on the story, the director, and the movie. Across languages, I can't say this is better. I've gotten more. encouragement as a dancer. Karnataka has recognized me hugely as a dancer also, but opportunities to perform, you know what I mean? Immense opportunities to perform, definitely because of the Malayali community who love dance. But other than that, even roles. But the few films that I've done in Kannada that I've picked and chosen, I've had a great experience. And, you know, to work with people like Vishnu ji and, you know, directors like Sheshadri sir, P. Basu sir, Nagaparana sir, it is the same. It depends on unit. You can have some bad units in Malayalam also. You can have some super units in Kannada and Malayalam. So I can't choose. I believe in good cinema, whatever the language. Aesthetic cinema is what I believe. Yeah.
One of Mr. Narendra asked, between Bharatanatyam and acting, what do you prefer?
Okay, let me put it this way. I am a born dancer, I feel. That's my nature. And what I've been by nature, I'm not saying I'm a genius dancer. I'm not saying that. It's very, my mind is always in dance. You know, I think through dance. So even if I'm doing Abhinaya in front of the mirror, if I'm walking, suddenly I'll get a movement and I will try it out then and there and see, is this movement good? So I think of dance. It's there in my blood all the time. But acting is also Abhinaya. I enjoy the process and even the excitement of being on set, of meeting so many great people, of meeting all kinds of people. See, in dance, we meet a certain section of society, but in acting, I have had so much exposure to people from all kinds of backgrounds, not just economic backgrounds, educated, not educated, having had a tough life, elite, people who have probably lived in a slum and become a hero. It is such a leveler because you have to perform there. That's it. It doesn't matter whose daughter you are. It doesn't matter who's, you know, you've studied something and you've gone to a posh school and you speak wonderful English. Doesn't matter. You have to deliver. You have to use your talent and deliver. So I enjoy both, and I think acting that way has opened my vision of the world, and I think it's made me a better person for sure.
She already answered the similar question. How do you evaluate yourself as a dancer or actor? Which gives you more satisfaction? Which do you think you're better at? This is like more than she's saying it, the audience should say it. You cannot say because we
I
always
don't
want
know, but you
give
know,
100%. Give
I think my strength is my Abhinaya. I think because we should know our strength.
Okay, yeah.
So I can communicate if they, like I'm a director's actor, and if they give me the exact nuance, the exact tone that they want, my face has the ability to emote that. I can say that. And the dance, of course, with the training. So it's all your gurus, no? In acting, your director is your guru. In dance, you have your guru, and you, of course, you also use your head and you're in both. But I think I can contribute more as a dancer, maybe. Yeah.
And while dancing, you never age because in the South Indian industry, however young you might be looking, at times you're offered roles just because you're there since probably 10 years or more. You're always asked to play a mother or a sister for twice your age hero, which is in dancing you cannot. You can still be the heroine, you can still be the Radha, you can still feel because your body, your face doesn't look old. So I'm sure this perception of if Angelina Jolie can be the heroine after 6 children, 55 plus or whatever, I'm sure everybody, even in our Indian, South Indian films, this can happen. And if you can manage to look good, you shouldn't be. Otherwise, that's what I said. So in that regard, the movies we can give best, as you said, to dance because you do more. You can give more to dance because you can always, quite challenging stuff you can take. One of the fans, Mr. Kumar, last year you had said yoga is happiness. Are you still regularly practicing? Of course, I know that, but then she'll answer. How yoga is helping your daily life?
Kumar, not regularly practicing. I do some stretches, of course. I like it. I walk every day. I do a little bit of walking. Now, also because I'm doing some research work, I'm not doing heavy duty practice because, as I told you, I'm somebody who can't juggle too many things at a time. There are some people who can. I don't have that ability. And I also like a lot of time to myself, to relax, to dream, to watch movies, or to watch the TED Talks, to learn so many things. So now, because I'm into this, and I don't need to perform, I don't have the stress of being out there. And I'm not saying in a bad way, because it is a pressure to keep up your standard and to perform. Definitely, you need regular practice and you need to prove yourself every time. Now I'm taking it easy during COVID time, so I'm not doing too much dance actually.
What is your suggestion for children who learn Bharatanatyam? We are Bharatanatyam artists. We would say, as she already said, any art form will actually elevate, bring a lot of aesthetics. Could be in our dressing, could be the way we talk, even leading our life. We can feel happiness in every small bit. I want Lakshmi to answer this.
Number one, it is so beautiful. Number one, just learning dance gives you everything. So don't look at dance as, okay, I'll become a big dancer and then, I'll dance on, of course, even who doesn't want to dance on stage? It's a different challenge. I love the stage. But don't expect dance to give you social status, to give you fame, to give you awards. These are not in our hands. And if you make that a condition, you will not enjoy dance later. Dance will enhance every other part of your life. Trust me. It gives you aesthetics. It gives you leadership qualities. It gives you love. It gives you being emotionally very intelligent. It gives you a sense of being najuk, for a better word, right? So what more do you want? So please learn dance because you like to. It gives you music. I mean, bottom end, it gives you music. You can appreciate music. So learn dance to appreciate the art form, not to become a dancer, to become a beautiful dancer. No, learn dance to appreciate the art form, to be fascinated by that, and you see how your life itself will become a gift. That's what I feel. Not that we all don't have our ups and downs. Of course, I'm not saying because I'm a dancer, I'm always hoo ha ha and no. I'm not like saying, oh, my life is no problem. Of course, we go through mood swings, or more than mood swings, you go through downs, you go through ups, but you just have to start moving and you can snap out of it. That is the magic of dance.
Mridula
So
Prasoon
I can
asks.
say, I want to complete that, Badri. So
Yeah.
with all your heart, because there is so much you get. You get philosophy, great elevated ideas. So just surrender. First, find a good teacher, number one. For children, don't say for now this teacher nearby, and then because a teacher can kill your interest or can kill your style, can do. So take the trouble to find a good teacher, stick to the teacher, learn with your teacher, because nowadays YouTube has become another guru. It does not equate to going to a guru. You learn so much from a guru. Please don't do that. Find a good guru, stick to the guru, and only when the guru says you're ready to compose things on your own, then you please do. Otherwise, you miss the point. You miss the essence of tradition, the essence of dance, the essence of heritage.
Now there is one more question. Now that, of course, Malayali, Keralians always concentrate on three fields, Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam together. So you're a Bharatanatyam dancer and we love you there, but have you ever thought of learning other dance forms like Kuchipudi or Mohiniyattam? Question is by
I
Prasoon.
learned little bit only for a movie called Kamboji. I would like all of you, all dance lovers, all art lovers, even if you're Kannadiga, please watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. I hope it's still there, because the music is beautiful, the very aesthetic cinema. It got 4 awards for music, choreography and all that. But I learned little authentic Mohiniyattam falls, a couple of songs in that. But I have tried Odissi for 6 months, but I couldn't manage the two styles. My primary style is Bharatanatyam. I couldn't manage that. So I quit. But I don't know how people do 2 styles at a time. I really don't. Hats off to them. Hats off to them. It's like, let me put it this way, for me. For me,
This is another wonderful question. Dancers are considered athletes of God, just as athletics. This journey is a marathon. How do you plan your life? Do you set goals?
wonderful. Actually, who is this, my dear Promita Nartaki? Promita, wonderful question. Let me confess, till now I've gone with the flow happily. And of course, performance gives you goals. When you get a show, it's a goal by itself. But I've never been a goal-oriented person. I've always just drifted through life and let life take me wherever it has. But now I realize the importance of goal. It could be learning a new item by this week. Next week, to say I'd compose a jatti, something. It's nice to have goals. What is the other part of the question that you asked me, please? Athletes of God, of course, it's a marathon. It is a marathon because you have to keep informed. So only if you love it, you can be in it. Otherwise, it's very hard work. And even I'm not ready for it. I also go through my seasons of not doing it sometimes and then doing lots of it sometimes. But I cannot leave it. Definitely ever not. So it is marathon, but I take each day at a time and just each phase at a time. So I go with the flow. I'm the type who goes with the flow.
Most girls think dancing will lead to films, which is, I'm sure, Lakshmi, when you started, you never wanted to be an actress. You wanted to be a dancer, and probably, how did you get the opportunity? Going back to times, was it like, did you ever think you wanted to foray into films, or it just happened?
For a lot of people, it's a stepping stone to films. But for me, it was like modeling was the end. Even modeling was a stepping stone to cinema. But for my father, the end was modeling, no more. But then if you're a dancer, you do have a mobile face. It could be a stepping stone because you have a certain confidence, But let me tell you one more thing. Just because you're a good dancer, you cannot take for granted that you'll be a good cinema actor. Or similarly, if you're a good actor, you can't take it for granted that you'll be a good dancer. You might have mobility, but the nuance is very different. In cinema, you have to be a lot more real. Even in dance, it's becoming more natural, but you have to be very, very natural, very, very genuine. Even a minute of performance, the camera will capture. So that's what made me, I feel, so much more honest as a person because of acting. Because if I did something, the director will say, very good, but feel it. You're just delivering dialogue. Feel it. It's not coming through. So you have to have the conviction. You have to have the honesty. So it is slight. You have to tweak your abhinaya for both.
Now that we are speaking about Abhinaya, probably many of the viewers will be very happy. We'll do a piece, Lakshmi. Krishna ne degane two genres. One as Radha and one as Yashoda. Okay? If Yashoda is showing Krishna ne degane baro to young Krishna, and at the same time, if it's perceived from Radha's perspective. Let's try. First, what do you want to choose? With Yashoda first? Yeah.
You got music there, or should I sing it?
I'll sing. The singer is here.
Thank you.
Krishna Krishna ni begane maro Krishna ni begane maro Krishna ni begane Krishna ni begane ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಮುಖವನ್ನೇ ತೋರೋ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರಿ ಮುಖವನ್ನೇ ತೋರೋ ಬೇಗನೆ ಬಾರೋ ಮುಖವನ್ನೇ ತೋರೋ.
I know, sorry, I don't know if it just came.
Now let's do the Radha part. Okay? Just that I should not flow with the flow. Krishna begane baro Krishna begane baro Krishna begane baro 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 Krishna ni begane baro baro baro. Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful. I know that is the joy of being a dancer and then an actress, because dance will, instantaneously cast us in different roles. You did a wonderful job, of course. An actress and you should. This is like nothing, but still, spontaneity. We always speak about confidence, spontaneity. I'm sure we have answered many questions similar to this when people say, "What will dance give?" And not for money or not for fame or not for anything. The aesthetics of life that we get to enjoy. We get the confidence to face anything in life. As you always, what do you like when you're acting? You like Goladadu, to be precise, like always sobbing and I'm the one downtrodden one, or I'm like Pamam, or you're like the little. What do you like? What kind of roles do you like performing?
I wouldn't say that. See, every role has to have a lot of shades in it. It's a character that I should connect to. And let me tell you, earlier I used to think, my first movie when I used to see people cry, acting wise, I used to think, so difficult, my God, they're crying and they're bursting out. My goodness, when will I ever learn this? But let me tell you, I realized that putting glycerine and then it's amazing mind-body connect. The moment you put glycerine, it's so easy to feel sad. And vice versa, when you feel sad, automatically your eyes tear. You realize how your body and mind is one system. You experience that when you act, or even when you dance, actually. And I think anything that is not me, I'm not usually one of those who's always who's angry, sure. I'm not like that. I'm quite peace loving, but I like sometimes exploding with anger. I like that for acting, or even anything that requires some intensity or subtlety, where you just have to show it with your eyes. You don't have to be like I don't have to say, suppose when you're acting, I don't have to look at them and say, we may do that in dance, but in acting, I just have to use my eyes and just say, you got it? Very, very, very nuanced. I don't have to, I can come close. Okay. I don't have to do all that. I just look, smile, and then if you want me to show in that love, that's it. You see,
I
without using.
also show See, from the female perspective.
Yes. So it is really the fun of emoting very subtly I enjoy. Whatever be the character, whatever. And humor and comedy is very difficult. I've not done much comedy. It is difficult. Except I did a very interesting movie called Aruvi. I wanted to watch it because it was about, again, I believe that cinema can also be a catalyst for social progress and change. So I've done quite a few films where they've brought in issues which you would have not known about otherwise. They've highlighted certain stories, they've highlighted certain issues that we need to think about as a society, but said in a very entertaining manner. So, yeah.
But I'm sure you wouldn't like Golo, very Golo, very Golo, very Atagu, you kind of, you're always there as the fourth. I always say this to some characters. I say, I don't want to be the fourth body in the fifth phone thing. You just stand there in the scene and you're throughout, you're crying.
But let me tell you, sometimes without you knowing, you could become a fourth or fifth. That has happened to me also. What you hear and about the story and your character sometimes misleading when you go to the sets and when you start the movie and all, and when you see the movie and product, you think this is not what I imagined that my character would be. That also happens, We're just standing like that has happened to me too. A couple of movies where I'm thinking like, I needn't have done this movie, but it's okay. It's all learning because in cinema everything is such a gray area, Now it's getting a lot more professional, but you never know how the end product will turn out. They might tell you the story in the most wonderful manner, but when you go and see the movie, it's like any other masala, commercial, film. Nothing wrong against commercial, but any other very mediocre movie. So it's okay. It's all in the game. Yeah.
One of your fans is asking, how do you teach expressions for 14-year-old students? She is a dancer from Michigan, Venkat Lakshmi Lakshman. Any suggestions, please? I'm talking about kids 14 plus conduct expressions workshops of no use. So,
very honestly, Venkatalakshmi Lakshman and hi, thank you for this question, but very honestly, I do not have much teaching experience. I don't run a dance class. I have taught in bits and pieces. I've done a couple of workshops and I have talked to people, I've talked to youngsters, but I'm not regularly taking classes. So I don't know how to answer your question, but I think what is important, what has worked for me and what I've seen is you inspire them to emote. You cannot teach Abhinaya. You inspire them by explaining more and more about a character, just like a director cannot teach you acting. Some directors act very well, some don't. But they will keep telling you about the mood and what they want, what you should be feeling in your mind. And slowly that will come. And you have to lose your inhibitions. Help them lose their ego. Because that's when you can actually do Abhinaya. And of course, some people are talented. They naturally have a very expressive face. Some who don't, allow them to come out of their shell and help them, encourage them. Don't worry whether you're making a fool of yourself or not, whether it's looking funny or not. Don't worry about all that. That's what I feel. And most importantly, how can I forget that, Bhushan? Please learn to appreciate music. Otherwise, you cannot do Abhinaya. I can't say, Krishna, the song is so beautiful. Saying Krishna, I can't say, Krishna ni begane baro. So for that, I can't do, first action teacher has taught me, Krishna ni begane baro. No. Listen to the music. Krishna ni begane baro. Come. That only when you listen, you appreciate music, that you can get the nuances. So you have to learn Carnatic music to appreciate Carnatic music, not to become a singer. And if you want to be a dancer, you better sing. I feel it makes a huge difference. Even in your adavus, even when you're doing Atillana, your adavu should sing. Even your steps should sing. They should go with the music. It's not about I got tak anyway. It's a takadimi takajono anything lana. No, you go with the flow. That's what it is.
Now coming back to your acting and this, Janhavi asks, what is your research work about? Are you on some? I don't think so. Are you?
I don't want to talk too much about it right now. I'm a little superstitious. Sorry. But it's something to do with Padmanabha Swami temple. That much I can tell you. So let me do it because I don't want to talk and not do it. So
yes. So that's a sneak peek that she already gave you, that what is she up to. Most importantly, when you started about 20 years before the treatment of cinema, if the heroines is rolling their eyes and make fume of something, today's we don't get to see those kind of expressions at all, like how Sridevi or so many legends did. Do you get these remarks like, please mellow down your eye, because dance is so difficult to control the eyes. It is very difficult because we speak. If there is somebody whom we don't like and we enter the room and instantaneously we give away. Can you? Anybody told you like you mellow down or you're
not about overacting. I don't think I've ever done overacting, but my eyes are my eyes are big. So what happens when they have a close up? This is something I learned. If I do. And in dance, we are taught to Adbhuta means, then the eyes pop out like, please control. Then I'm like, I just have to do like, look at my eyes. Now, if I have to act, it's not like, no. I just have to be, if you're looking like here, that's all. You got it? That minute. So I learned to tone down there. And sometimes my eyebrows would move a lot because as a dancer, I would use my eyebrows a lot. Even when I talk, you know how animated I am, right? So I can also do that Badri. So I would be like this and I'll do like, so I would tell the director, I was very aware. So every time I tell the director, sir, I'm a dancer. Now I don't have the problem. I switch on, switch off. But I say I'm a dancer. So I have certain mannerisms. Please, I will not know when I'm doing it. Please, you look out for it. So normally, instead of the director pointing out that, I only will give him a list of my faults and go to the site. So they're aware. Then they say, Lakshmi, eyebrow, little bit, can you put that down? Because that's my natural way of expressing, right? So then I know for the camera, when you have a close-up, it's magnified into 50 or into 100. So if you do little this much, it looks like your eyebrows have moved that much. So all those things I've learned over the years.
That is what we, when I'm teaching abroad, we always say, we are like, I'm very angry, automatically ours is Kunchita. And then, but there, the students are like, I'm very angry, staying calm, and then your anger is only too much.
But that's right. Also, let me tell you, Bharatanatyam itself is becoming so much more nuanced and natural. And, I feel Bharatanatyam for a soloist especially, it's really meant for a small, nice auditorium. It's not like 1,000-seater, So if you want all the subtleties and you want to dance with that kind of subtlety, you have to have an intimate space. It is changing. It's becoming so refined. It is, I wouldn't say refined, but the style is changing. And nobody, one good thing with so much exposure now, everybody can see through drama. Or nobody entertains drama, as in dramatic dance and dramatic acting, unless the character demands it. Some characters at some point you have to burst out. You have to, because the character is like that. But by nature, nobody, nobody will, nowadays, people are very sharp and they're so exposed that it's a challenge to do good work. It is. And such fantastic acting coming out, as you see. So it is a wonderful time, actually.
Any funny incident that initial days of your movies, initial, not now, you will have thousands now, but initial, you were there and you were like embarrassed, oh my God, what did I do, kind of.
Many earlier. Because I would, I'll tell you my first movie. I was very innocent and very straight, too straightforward. So I never realized that I'm being very funny and different. Uh, for example, when I was doing this first movie, one dance, I was so embarrassed. I was so shy because there are 500 people. It's a big holy dance sequence with Mammootty sir and all that, and that I was too shy. So I told the director and Mammootty sir, I said, "I'll do the shot. Please go." They're like, "What? What are you telling us?" I said, "Yes, sir. Please move from here. Just let the camera be and dance." I was so shy in daylight to dance. See, when you're on stage, lights are on you, no audience, you can let go and you have to perform. But here, daylight, there are 100 people. One is holding light, one is there are public watching you. It's not easy to switch off from the public. Even now, it's not very easy for me because there are so many eyes on you that you can see. So I would say, sir, please go, I'll dance and then you can come back. And in fact, second movie, I remember we were waiting for 45 minutes to put this child to sleep. One shot where I come in to the bedroom, and that's the time this couple splits. A crucial shot with the child sleeping, and they focus on the child. Waited for 45 minutes. Child went to sleep. I said, "Okay, action." They said, "Come." So I walked in, some dialogue music. Has to be very nervous. Malayalam, I don't know anything. I walked in and I said, "Sir, sorry, sir, cut. This child woke up. Again, another 1.5 hours. And the sir can't even shout at me because I was a new girl. So many instances. And in fact, even when I used to do earlier song sequences, I will get nervous. I won't even realize that I'm dancing with a hero, say. Some little thing like turning and holding and all. I would have stamped his feet. I would have kicked that leg in my nervousness to get the step right. Even now, I get teased about all that. Lots of funny instances with me, actually.
What performance was challenging? Have you faced any kind of challenges on stage? Not while acting, while dancing. The challenges that you would have faced. You go to a stage and then you're in for a surprise with something. Some moment like that?
That also many. That also, I think, many. I'm trying to think. Now, of late, there's so much more professionalism, so you take it more seriously. But earlier, very long ago, in my initial years, I remember, I don't know how I had that kind of stupid guts those days. I used to feel any song I can hear and dance because I knew music. I could sing, or rather, I could grasp the music. I would know the song. I remember once I announced Pagga Gunguru, and my mother said, "No, that's not what was decided." I coolly went and did some other Meera Bhajan just on the spot. Now, if I think of it, how could I, without setting things and all that, now it's far more formal and all that. And many times, of course, when I have had so many challenges where Mridangist is fallen sick, some Natuvanar I'm not able to get for that date, somebody's backed out, I frantically search and morning teach the jati and dance in the evening, all those nightmares I have had also. But that's part of the stage, that has happened. And sometimes you've had fever or you're not well, but miraculously you'll dance. You take a crocin or something and you'll dance damn well. That's your love for dance or whatever. All that, I'm sure you also would have gone through all that, right? So many things which have been challenging, but you come out after this and okay, wow, you can actually do it. Nothing is so bad.
Do you remember the first person who took autograph from you? His name or her name?
No.
No? So sad.
I don't remember, actually, yeah.
I remember the name, but no, if that was much later, probably we would have taken a selfie now. I remember taking his autograph also. Whoever came in search of my autograph, I still have his autograph, her autograph with me. That was about 25 years ago. So that moments that you would always think of. Now, as you said, the songs and we set and we just, I'm sure you would have got these demands like please one dance number Madi or Bollywood hard Madi or one film hard Madi and all that stuff. On a bigger platform, you go as a Bharatanatyam dancer, and the moment they know you're a film actress, and the first thing they say is, Madam, you hard one Madhuri and all that. Do you get those demands?
Of course, I've done. And in fact, I've
How-
done one Bollywood. I'm sure I've done one Bollywood song also. But in my own way, something that would suit my body. You know, I've done so many film songs I've done in my star shows where, because I've had the, let me put it this way, I've had the wonderful opportunity to dance for a 50,000 audience in a stadium in a show, you know, like a film fair award or like an Asianet Film Award or whatever. I've also had where you've done group dance, where you've also done these kind of semi-classical, which suits me. And I've also done my pure Bharatanatyam for a very small audience. So why not? Initially, I used to think, is it okay? What will people perceive me as? But why not? Because I know my aesthetics in pure dance is very strong. I take pride in doing very Shuddha Bharatanatyam. And I think I can confidently say that. And whatever the music demands in cinema, I've done that also. I've had the wonderful experience. So I leave it at that. Yeah. My only
No,
thing is
the film award, when you go as a performing like Utsav, just for example, when you're invited as a Bharatanatyam artist, but then you go there and then they like one film Hadu Madi because you have an ensemble which is playing for you musically, and you're like, oh my god, what is the demand kind of?
I tell them not on this platform. That we'll have in another time. I've done so many shows after me, right? But then only thing, of course, what is important is you should be aesthetic. Your body should move aesthetically. You should be aesthetic. That is important with any dance. And that is subjective, but my sense of aesthetics are very important to me. That's what I feel. Because even if you do slight, whatever, like little hip shakes or whatever, there is a beauty if you do it very, soft and nice, when you do a semi-classical, which are like, there are a lot of those kind of songs. So I wouldn't say exactly, I might not have done hip shakes actually, but maybe some little movement like, some little bit like that, like this, I can adapt because I'm a classical dancer. It'll be very subtle. Yeah.
How is the fraternity related to you now when dancer to a film actress who is a dancer? The fraternity has been kind, or do you feel they've been biased?
Which fraternity are you talking about?
Dance fraternity.
See, earlier I was very worried that if I become a film actor, then they would not take me seriously as a dancer. I was very scared about that. But I think it only helped me because I would not have got such great platforms to dance in if I was not a film personality. Because knowing my nature, I would not even have applied. It would have taken me 20 years to come out of Bangalore and come out of Karnataka. But I think film has given me that shortcut, access to performances. And dance fraternity, I value the dance fraternity respecting me very seriously. It's very important to me. So I don't know how they value me. I really don't know. But I feel very happy when a dancer comes to me and says, we love your dance. It is just the ultimate. Or when I'm getting good opportunities, like for example, like last year I danced for the Natyakala conference where they called and said, can you do something special, research something? Or I've danced in Nardagana Sabha or here Kinkini or so many platforms. That is testimony enough to say how they rate you as a dancer, isn't it? So that audience is very important to me. A dancer's evaluation, but at the same time, it's a fine line, Bhushan. You can't be too worried about what they think because you lose your individuality and your spirit, the joy of dance. At the same time, you can't be ignorant. You have to balance the two. So I don't give it too much. I just concentrate on how happy I am when I'm dancing. I leave it at that.
Most dancers, whether be it films or you're not a film star, you're still into dancing, would always concentrate on teaching also parallel. Was it a conscious decision for you not to teach and just be a performer?
One more. Yes. Can I have? Sorry, my
Yeah.
cup is there. So please water with mine.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Lakshmi Gopal Swami in conversation with me, answering some wonderful, straight out of the heart questions and straight out of the heart answers. I hope you're all enjoying. There is much more to go. Let us go back to her for the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a conscious decision because it is a huge responsibility to teach. It's not a joke. You're molding not, I know what a guru is to me. I know what my gurus have been to me. They've not only shaped my dance, they've shaped my aesthetics, they've shaped my life. And it's a commitment. You have to be doubly disciplined. I don't know if I'm like that. My discipline doesn't fit into the real world discipline. I love taking off. I'm a little spontaneous as a dancer, as a person. A little bit of I enjoy that free time. So because I'm already handling two careers with acting and dancing, I don't think this third career I could really handle right now. But eventually, of course, I'm going to impart so much that I have learned. And if I take it up, I'm going to take it up very seriously. And it won't be a big dance school for sure. A small bunch where I want to give that beauty of dance, share whatever I have experienced. Yeah.
You've worked in movies as well as serials, and of course on stage for sure. But now, there is one person who's asking, when you are acting in serials, you hold the expression and say, Yenna, what? Do you do that at home? Or do you do that in your real life? This is the question by somebody who is curious to know. Do you, after you do that for a whole day or a whole week, when you come back home and say, if your mother calls your name, what? Do you do that?
I don't need a serial to do that. Ask my mother. You know, to the world, everybody like Bhushan also believes that I'm such a wonderful girl. Am I not, Bhushan? Am I not a wonderful person? Okay. Am I not a wonderful person?
I didn't hear that.
Am I not a wonderful person?
Definitely. You're a thorough,
sweet person.
Very, very.
But you come and ask my mother, then she'll tell you what the expressions are with her. Of course, I glare at my mother. Of course, I'll do that. All that I do at home also. But it's home.
It's home. Yeah. No, otherwise also, let's say your staff is coming behind you. They're standing behind you and say, madam, what? Imagine how Lakshmi would look.
If I get angry, I don't get angry easily. Sometimes because of my tension, I'm short-tempered during in the set. Because of that, I get very worked up because I'm that little bit nervous type. But I don't get angry generally. I'm quite tolerant of people. I'm very loving towards people because I do have that spiritual bent of mind. I do keep listening to a lot of good stuff in the morning, all that. But if I do get angry, I will just keep quiet and I will tell them on their face and I will keep quiet. And it's not good. I rarely get angry like that.
So are you easy or do you throw tantrums that like your costume is not nice or probably this blouse or this kind of an outfit, I wanted this. Have you thrown tantrums related to this?
Yeah, I don't know whether to call it tantrums, but I'm particular about the fit. You know, because on screen, this much loose will make you look, and as it is, I'm not a size 4 or 3 figure. So I have to be extra careful. And I do have this on the screen persona. I look so much larger. When people meet me in person, they're like, you're so kutti. I'll say, yeah, I'm so kutti only. You know, I look really mature or youth. So I'm very particular about the fit. I have to be. And certain things like the way, certain definite no-nos, I do follow. And then sometimes, mainly with costuming actually. But I'm not like, I told you I wanted this brand and I'm not like, I don't care about that. I go with the budgets. I do go with the budgets of the film. But I take a lot of interest, I must say. Some films, like for example, Kamboji, I took a lot of my mother's old Kanjivarams. I took the trouble because I knew it's a very special film, something that needed all that. I don't mind doing that if it's something that's very important. I so many times will help design some little bit like some detailing. I like to work out a certain look. Now you have stylists, but a certain type of bindi, certain type of jewelry for a character. I also like to get involved if I can. So that kind of thing, but no big tantrums. Unless if it's a very transparent blouse and all, I don't like all that. Of course, I'll throw tantrums. I'll say, please stitch a new one, and otherwise I'm not coming to the set. Or you have to do whatever. Of course, I've done all that. But that's because I'm not comfortable and I don't want to present myself like that, right? No other big tantrums. I don't think, I don't know, but I don't think.
Any hilarious moment that you remember during the pandemic times? Now that the lockdown is there and you're cooped up at home, I'm sure every day there is a challenge, new ways of new kinds and all this. Anything funny that
So I don't know whether to say hilarious, but what is nice is you can be relaxed. You know, I'm enjoying this also, wearing some Vadwe and all for the show today. Others, all this is packed up. You don't need to dress up, right? I'm enjoying that t-shirt, pajama, nobody to bother you till lunchtime. You want to be in that, you can. I'm enjoying that bindas, laid back, very nice rest that God has given us now. We are lucky that we can say that because we're not affected. So staying safe is our responsibility.
I always say this because if not the pandemic, I would not have thought having a show like this and talking to people.
Bhushan, I don't understand how the hell do you do this, man? Every day coming on live and every day knowing something about the person, researching about the person, talking to them, making it so personal. It is a huge, huge achievement. And I must also tell you, I was so nervous. I told you, luckily, touch wood, electricity has not gone up because our UPS is conked off and we have not called the guy to come and repair. We are petrified of, with 3 senior citizens, we don't want to call anybody unnecessary. So I had warned Bhushan that if this talk of the electricity goes off, that's it. Or he said, hold a torch and all that, but we have been very lucky. Not that electricity goes, but you never know. So we've been very fortunate and it's gone on well. I tried cooking. I had great ambitions of learning dishes and being very independent. That's one thing I can't do well. So the only thing I tried, one day I made palak paneer. My cooking ended there, back to cleaning and scrubbing. So my mother teases me even now. She said, what happened to your palak paneer? At one sati madbut bitbut elanta. So that's it.
You mentioned movies gave you a shortcut to dance platforms. I think dancing
Yes.
happiness, don't you think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dance is a shortcut to, in fact, let me not say only dance also, because the physicality of it, sweating it out, it's like an exercise come mind exercise, come spiritual exercise. It's all together. So it's a heady experience. But let me tell you, being involved in anything gives you that high. Even in acting, I have experienced that. But dance, because there's music also, definitely it's a shortcut to happiness, of course. I'm so glad that I learned dance and I could enjoy enjoy magic moments. I miss going to dance class actually, going to Kittu and practicing. Not that I was regular earlier, but I really miss it now. The fun of dance, the group energy, dancing in a group, learning together, this fun of learning. That's what dance gives you, I think. It gives you that joy of learning. That's
What do you do when you have a blue mood? What do you do when you have a blue mood? When you sulk, do you sulk or do you feel low? First do, but then
when you're dull and when you're not in a good mood.
Yeah. What do you do when you're in bad mood? Bad mood, not angry. Yeah.
I will surf YouTube. I have to wait it out. I don't have a quick fix. You have to wait it out. I will try and watch something, or I will clean. I love cleaning. I feel therapeutic. So I will start arranging things, cleaning things, dusting things. I'll take a drive alone. I'll take a drive with some music.
Same page. I do the same thing, I also get into the cleaning spree, and that is so therapeutic, as you said. Once the thing is clean, you feel as if, bara ilito. Good, I could do this, and the bara ilite. And I can relate to what you're saying.
And I write it out. Actually, that's a good thing, by the way, even for people who feel low. I've always read about what all you can do when you're feeling low, and I've understood I've realized that I've experienced it. When you actually write down, if you're angry, write what you're angry about. If you're sad, write it out. You feel much lighter. Of course, yeah.
You have produced a couple of conceptual productions, but have you thought of solo thematic productions?
I have worked on some unusual thematic product. I had done one a few years back with a Kathakali artist, but again, it was not my concept, but it was a solo show. It was just taking one act from Othello and doing it alone for 90 minutes. I have done that. And of course, I'm very interested in rare compositions of like Warrior Dynasty. I have done a couple of solo productions on that. But a production, I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. I worked on pieces, but not a whole production. I should.
Because ಎಲ್ಲ dancers ಗೂ ಆಸೆ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಶಕುಂತಲಾ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ or probably ಅಹಲ್ಯ or ಕುಂತಿ or something like that female oriented ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು center of attraction you're dancing with the center of attraction with them.
No, actually mythological characters I don't have that kind of aase actually, funnily.
Who inspires you?
Huh?
Who inspires you?
No, they all inspire me. But if I do production, I would like to take maybe some thoughts and string them with different composers. But I like looking at our classic poets, classic composers, more than getting something composed. So even if it's not like, what I mean to say is I don't want it to be like a narrative. Take Shakuntala and say, hinging aito, these kind of emotions she went through. I'm not into that, but more inspired by that character, definitely, how she dealt with rejection, how she dealt, and take off from there and give your interpretation in today's world. You know, take her as and interpret that in today's world, what it means for you. So those kind of things I'm interested in.
What kind of a woman do you slot yourself into? Rebellious, go-getter, or patient? Apart from the basic structure of every other person who is human and down to earth and all this stuff, you all have one strong character to define us. How do you define yourself as your basic nature as?
I'm not rebellious, but I'm a very hard-driven person. So
because you are ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ questions ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Why? What? We have to say about this, very politically correct, and every time are you gadget freak?
Are you?
Gadget freak.
Not at all, as you have seen. But gadgets.
But then I was asking for the
gadgets that I can't live without is definitely iPad, because I like to surf on my iPad, and my phone. All Apple, because I don't know how to use any other system. That's all. And now, like with the Amazon and Netflix and all, yeah. But I'm not a gadget freak. Not at all. I'm a jewelry freak. I'm not a gadget freak.
Okay, let us say if I hack your phone and right now go to the browser link, what is the last browser link you would have searched on?
I'm thinking browser link. Oh, I'm a little bit paranoid. Somebody says somebody's got cancer. I shouldn't talk about it quickly. They'll say headaches can be, and I'm getting a headache. I'll Google headache and cancer and I'll say, is it? I'm a little bit touch wood. I am a little paranoid. Anything instantly I'll Google. Suppose somebody has said they've traveled to some beautiful place. As they're talking, I'll Google and see, because I'm very curious. I like to know things. I like to open out my mind. So whatever is topical, I do look up, including how to use Insta, how to do something. Also, I can Google.
What is that thing you crave for in food? What is?
I am craving for chaat.
Chaat, okay.
Now with COVID times, you can't go anywhere. Other things we can make at home, even Italian, Chinese, you can kind of manage. This chaat, that lovely chaat I'm craving for.
Do you really go on the street and have chaat?
I would love to go to Tindi Bidi or I would love to go somewhere, but I don't
Do
think
you?
I'll be
Do you
done.
do that?
No,
Do you do that?
I rarely don't. I don't. Nowadays, I don't only because there's too many people and not for COVID, even otherwise. And because I'm a known face, that's one thing I can't stand. I don't like to stand. Not that I'm trying to play like a star. No, you will become conscious. You can't enjoy eating because people will be looking at you and say, "Oh, it's that person." So I like my privacy when I'm eating. But I would like to sit in like. I think Suksakar is close. Otherwise, in Jayanagar, I used to sit there in the car with my friends and chat and eat. I miss all that.
Because have you had these moments when you are putting the Golgappa inside your mouth and somebody's like selfie and you're like, you don't want that moment?
Of course, I've learned that art also. If I put something in my mouth, I'll be like eating, and then I'm like, yeah, I've learned. So, but I'm happy. I'm actually enjoying this. You know, I'm enjoying it actually. No, you so many things we do unnecessarily. This whole thing of being busy. What's the big deal about being busy? That doesn't mean you're living your life. You understand the distinction when you in COVID times. You don't have to be busy. You have to relish your life. So yeah, because the world is occupied with being busy, right? Preoccupied. Busy artists, not busy artists. I'm like, who cares? Now it's important to stay safe and to relish everything.
Your interests fluctuate or it stays the same? Like suddenly you start giving advice on this, or suddenly you start reading on that, and suddenly you become gardener, you want to do gardening. Do your interests fluctuates or you're constant since many years you do the same?
Not gardening, but I surf a lot of these, some affirmation or some productivity tip or something. Then immediately, or if I like somebody speaking, I'll binge watch them and I'll try and practice that and see if it's working, those kind of things. So if somebody says, if you have to study well, sit for 40 minutes, take a 5-minute break, again sit 40 minutes, even if it's too short, don't worry, take the break, I'll do it and I'll see is it working. They give you a tip to concentrate, or they give you a tip to clean, tip to declutter Rani. I'll keep looking at all those videos and we try. Or if it's so many things, but I don't really garden, but I like keeping an artistic home. I'm not successful, but I like doing that.
Are you spiritual?
Huh?
Are you spiritual?
I think I am. Because I don't take anything too seriously. As in, I don't allow anything to affect me too seriously, like either your... I'm not to say, if I do this, I'm successful. I'm not like that. I don't take...
You're not restrictions.
Happy, I'm not a go-getter. And whether happiness, sadness, I have a little bit of detachment. Even as a dancer, I don't take myself very seriously as a dancer. Meaning like, oh, I'm the dancer, so I should look like this. I should dress like... I'm dressing like this also because I like these aesthetics. But when I go out, I don't have to behave like, namaskar, I'm a dancer. And, I don't care about all that. I don't take myself so seriously. You know what I mean? I'm quite natural. And I think it keeps me happy.
Detached and attached. You're there, so you do that, and then once you come back, you don't bring work home.
And even in cinema, at one point of time, I've been lead for so many movies. Now I can't play lead. I don't play lead roles. I don't get those kind of offers. It's not easy to deal with it. But because you don't take yourself seriously as an actor, you're okay. You can, So it's important to go with the flow. To go with the flow is important.
When was the last time you got angry on sets? When was the last time you got angry on set?
I don't remember having gotten angry on set.
ಕೋಪನೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಅಂತಿದ್ದೆ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದೇವ್ರು ಇಳಿದ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ದೇವ್ರು ಇಳಿದ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಿದ್ದೆ ದೇವ್ರು ಇಳಿದ್ ಬಂದು ತಥಾಸ್ತುವರೆಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲ
You said ದೇವ್ರ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಏನೋ
ದೇವ್ರು ಇಳಿದ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ
ನಾನಾ
You didn't get
Now they
No, I mean to say, ಕೆಲವರು I tease my mother. I say, ಏನಮ್ಮ ದೇವ್ರು ಇಳಿದ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೂ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀಯ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ತಥಾಸ್ತು ಮೆಚ್ಚದೆ ಅನ್ನೋವರೆಗೂ you do puja or what? Or it's like, okay, it's a powerful ritual and 2 minutes of bhakti will also bring in the same devotion.
Are you asking about my puja rituals? I don't do puja at all, hardly. Once in a while, I do namaskara quickly. I don't, but I believe, I really believe in the divinity inside, and I believe that idol is the uh, is the culmination of lots of beautiful thoughts put together by so many people. So I don't necessarily go to the god every day, but if I think of a goddess Lakshmi, I think of not Dudkodamma Lakshmi, keep me happy, you don't know. It is that sense of well-being, that sense of health, that sense of beauty. Or if I think of Saraswati, that when you worship knowledge, when it is more the concept that entices me. So I keep that in my heart. I look at it as things that I have to keep in my heart all the time.
Who is your favorite deity? Who is your favorite deity?
Depends, seasonal. Sometimes, definitely. But Lakshmi, because I was born on Friday evening and that's why they named me Lakshmi. I like Lakshmi very much. I have a lot of faith in that. And Shiva, sometimes if I'm doing a Shiva Varnam, that time Shiva will be my Ishtadevata. If I'm working on Krishna, then it'll be Krishna. It depends, seasonal. Saraswati, yeah.
Who have you found someone special?
Oh, all the time. Always finding people special.
Everything you find special. Someone special. I said anybody in particular.
Oh, of course, I found many people special. I don't know how to answer that. I do find some people special for the talent, or for the way they conduct themselves, or for their stardom, or for their knowledge, or for their aura. So many different qualities and so many different
Well said. Well said. Well said. Now, what are your future plans, Lakshmi? What do you want to do post-pandemic?
I want to revive all my traditional items, practice the traditional items, and probably document everything right now, because I feel, all this beauty of traditionally choreographed items, kids don't understand. It's very easy to say, even I can do one Jatisaram. It's not about that. It's how beautifully and aesthetically they've put together these adivas, which people miss, which has the weight, which has the ghanam. So I think I would like to do that, and I'd like to explore new poetry. I'd like to explore rare compositions, and I would like to God willing, go on stage. Let us see. I don't know. I told you I'm not one of those who plans. Janvi Ravi Shankar, wonderful question. I love
Who is your favorite dancer?
I love Vaijanti Malamma. I love Chitra Vishweshwaran. I love Padma Subramaniam. I love Sujata Mohapatra in Odissi. Many artists that I really like. I have taken inspiration from so many wonderful dancers. These are all people that I really love. Yeah.
Sridevi Unni Auntie says nicely presented. Thank you, Auntie. Thanks for
Auntie,
watching.
my love to you, dear Auntie. My love to you. Such an inspiring.
There are several dancers watching us, and I'm happy and thankful to all of them who joined us. And I'm happy. You sing, Lakshmi. You sing. What is the favorite song that you hum when you're cleaning or when you're not caught off guard? When you're caught off guard, what do you do? What is that one song that you keep humming?
What I've heard. Or you're so many. Depends on, sometimes an English song, sometimes a Kannada song. Sometimes it'll be like some ABBA song. So
English song is ಯಾವ song?
I'll tell you. Now, I've been listening to this lady called Diana Ross. Or actually, let me sing. You want me to sing something, right? You want me to sing?
That is, you know where it is coming.
So I will sing some ABBA song which is like, where is the spring and the summer that once was yours and mine? Where did it go? I just don't know. But still my love for you will live forever. Hasta mañana till we meet again. Don't know when. This is something I think. Sometimes I'll be singing some what is that? Some. It depends actually. Some Pakistani ghazal I love very much. मुझे बार बार सदा न दे मेरी हसरतों को हवा न दे मेरे दिल की आशिक आतिश इश्क है na 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 something that I would have served or it will be a tillana, Lalgudi tillana. Sometimes this I like Behag very much. So if I hear Behag, I'm humming like Deem Tanadim Tajanu Tadirana Takadim Janu Deem Deem Tanadim Tajanu Tadirana Takadim sorry, I went wrong. Takadim Janu Deem Tadar Janu Tadimi Takata Tanadim so I'll be humming. Depends on what I listen to.
Now, you know, if Lakshmi wasn't a dancer and an actress, what alternative career she had?
No, I'm out of form. But yeah, I like singing.
Yes. Now, I have a pastime where I perform for these English songs when I go really irritated with my students. I'm like, every night in my dreams, I feel you, I see you. That is how I know you. Go on. And
wonderful, sir. Yeah.
Every night in my dreams, I feel you. That is how I know you. Go on. And if my mood elevates and like, my name is Sheila, my name is Sheila ki Jawani. I'm too sexy for you. Mere haath na aani. No. To explain Tara, I do that. I said, Yalla hardgu Tara important too. So if you think music has got Tara, even films.
My phone is showing battery low. 1 minute. Can we wrap up now or?
Yeah, no issues.
Because my phone is on
the battery. Probably you're listening to both of us talking. We are sharing such wonderful moments, and the whole world is here to see, know her in herself, what she feels, what she's doing in the pandemic, and so many things. And I'm so glad that Lakshmi made it for today. And going by that, I would want to thank Lakshmi on everybody's behalf for accepting and being a part of this show. Thank you, Lakshmi, for doing this. It's wonderful.
I am shocked. We have spoken for an hour, 50 minutes. My goodness gracious.
Almost 2 hours.
All those who have asked me questions and stayed here, thank you so much for bearing with us for so long. And it's been wonderful because it's, you are talking to such eminent artists I've been seeing over the days. I'm really honored to be on this, to chat with you on this platform, other than a friend of mine, but to chat like this. Thank you so much. And you're doing wonderful work by talking to such great people and see, that's the beauty of COVID times, right? Never before accessible people are all accessible now. You've got them to share the experience and thought and will elevate people through these chat shows. Thank you, Bhushan, and I hope it went on well.
Definitely. You were a delight. I'm sure all the fan mails that we have received is testimony that they enjoyed, I enjoyed. Because we both converse on a different level, but then here, when I'm talking to you and knowing the other side of Lakshmi, that probably the people don't know. It's so neat. It is not that the Lakshmi, the actress, it's the Lakshmi, the person who is so good and so fine inside and so sporting answer every other question. Spun through that, such a wonderful singer. Just that the only aspect that you like is probably cooking. Otherwise, it's like totally everything we're doing except for cooking. So I say the 64 ವಿದ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡಿಗೆ
Let me
ಮಾಡೋದು.
tell you, I think whole janma I must have been a maid because I love patre tolifying. I love washing vessels. I love cleaning. So maybe I don't know what that love is. So how many people enjoy that? Tell me. So I can't cook, but I can clean. So that's what.
See, no qualms in explaining that you do this also. That explains how beautiful person you are internally. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining with us. And this is Lakshmi. Thank you. Thanks a lot for coming over to the show. Again, it has been a pleasure for me to sail through the show of this 2 hours. Even I didn't know how it went on. We are live for the last 1 hour, 51 minutes. And people, you can see this show live on Instagram of Lakshmi's Instagram handle, as well as my Instagram handle, and of course on the YouTube handles of Bhushan. You can see the entire show streamed right after the show. Go home, take a look, rewind and see what you like, and there are so many wonderful points that you could imbibe in life. And this pandemic, I don't know, I should say this is a blessing in disguise, because we all want that fearless world. We all want that beautiful world we dreamt of much before this COVID times, which we will soon be able to gauge and live in. But this moment, as I do this on the show, which has been aired since August 10, is a lot of waves and a lot of news. Thanks to all you people, all fans who have made this happen, because that is through you. I got motivated to bring in many people, share their lives, share their journey through this medium. Otherwise, if not for COVID, I would not have thought of bringing on or hosting on this concept, because I'm very impatient that way to sit through and talk to people. I said, why? But then I said, why not? There's one time that we all can get so much from each one. Each day I'm meeting an artist. Each day I'm interacting with an artist. It is so much of information, so much of. I would consider myself as one glass of halu, where you add up a spoon of badam powder to pista to everything. It just makes the milk more delicious and more nutritious and more worthy to drink. Likewise, I would say, thank you to me, wishing you luck for your future. May you find wonderful times. May you get wonderful opportunities. Happy dancing at the Helta. I would take leave from you. Thank you. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನಾಳೆ the join of Telugu movies, ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ಮಂಜು ಭಾರ್ಗವಿ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರ ಇಡೀ ಜೀವನದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಾರಸ್ಯವಾದ ಕಥೆ ಅವರ ಸ್ವಂತ ಮಾತಿನಿಂದ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we have this amazing dancer, a wonderful person, a wonderful actress, Srimati Manju Bhargavi, on our Facebook page, Vishwa Nritya Bhushana. Do get all your people, come over, get everyone, witness this, because all you have to do is from your drawing rooms, everybody has got these gadgets, log on to Vishwa Nritya Bhushana page, and of course you get to hear, you can find links. Many of you are texting me asking, where do we find the links for the people who finished yesterday, because it's happening every day. Don't worry, it is available on our Facebook page, Vishwa Nritya Bhushana. You can just go to the page. You can just give the dates off. According to the date, you will get all the talks. Somebody was telling me you have your own archives, and I felt so proud, so nice of having these archives where all the and wonderful actors and wonderful actresses, dancers, so many of them have come, shared their stories. And I'm so happy. Nanna Swartha, I get to talk to all these people first time. That's who I see. So this is Badri Divya Bhushan signing off. Thank you for staying with us. And I wind up for the day and do hope to catch you tomorrow. Stay indoors, stay safe, fight Corona, but keep Nritya Bhushana. Tomorrow we will have Manju Bhargavi. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.